Good morning, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm on our brisk morning. Woo! We got a cattle drive coming. We actually cut about a mile through the Judy farm, bringing them back. And we left this paddock at the very end before we crossed the road, so we'll have a place to put them for today. Man, are they happy to be in here. This is a paddock that's been rested around 60 days, and it's all fully regrown. This pasture was clipped, so it had been grazed off, and came in and just took the tops of the weeds off and whatever grass they didn't graze, and I clipped it about 10 inches. And it's had like 3 rains on it since, so it really grew back nice. It's fully recovered. Tons of clover, lespedeza. Of course, our mainstay is the Kentucky 31 fescue, which we'd be in a world of hurt without, for a winter stockpile, that is. Stays green all winter. It's got a waxy coating on the leaf surface that allows it to stay green. Look at these animals. They are some happy campers. There's the splotchy face one everybody likes the color on. That's her new baby. He's about a week old. That is one running little calf. That thing's always running around the pasture. Kind of looks like mommy. Got the doesn't have as much color on its face. But he's got the goggle, what we call goggle eyes, so he's got the red pigment around his eyeballs. Got a little white tip on his tail. There's one of our steers. You can tell the cattle are already starting to put hair on. It's cold out here. Colder, I shouldn't say it's cold. It's just cold, cooler. People up north say, Greg, you don't know what cold is. And they would be right. It's cooler. We've been in the 80s and 90s, and now we're down in the 40s. So it's a little different. But I love this time of year. It's the flies are just getting hammered by the cold weather, so there's not as many flies. The cooler weather, the cattle actually do better. They enjoy it. They enjoy this cool weather. And the cool season grasses kick off. Start growing like bejeebers. Cows are all bawling, trying to find their calves. Give them 30 minutes. Once they all get here, everything will be quiet and everything will be grazing. But right now where are you at, Junior? This is a beautiful piece of grass. So we're going to be actually in here for half a day. This is a bigger paddock than we normally give them. This one's about 9 acres. But we're going to give them the whole paddock. And we got quite a bit in here. This is got some quite a bit of Indian grass coming up. And I think a lot of that's compliments of our longer rest periods. When we were doing the 30 to 35 day rotation back in the day, when we did management intensive grazing, where we just rotated them every 2 days, we'd be around the farm in about 30 days all summer long. We never saw these warm season plants. There they are. Got lots and lots of Indian grass. I love that. Look at that. It's a beautiful plants. Got a really nice taproot on them. The cattle eat the heck out of them. And there is no toxin in the leaves like there is with fescue. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful clump of grass? Yeah. That cow right there just got her a bite of some leaves. She's like, yeah, Greg, it is beautiful grass. I'm going to eat it. One of the things that Greg Brand was talking about yesterday. He was our co-instructor on our grading school that we finished up last week, and he was talking about the you've got invasive species out here, and some of them you don't really like the Sericea lespedeza is one of them. But the Sericea lespedeza has a lot of tannins in it, especially this time of year. And that actually helps offset the toxin value in the fescue. So we noticed yesterday, now this paddock here doesn't have any Sericea in it that I can see. But the paddock yesterday morning, and those cattle were just going through and taking the tops off that Sericea in between bites of fescue. So they take a bite of fescue, they take a bite of Sericea. And it was like they were balancing their diet. And it's pretty cool that, animals can do that. I'm not sure I could do that, but it seems like they can, which is really neat. The cows are complaining they can't find their calves up there. But today the cattle are going to be on a pond, and this is a pond that was built that didn't have a pipe put in it. And so we just run a wire along the edge up there, and they stick their head under the wire. They can't physically get in the pond. We call this pond the aquarium pond. We came up here this summer, and our mouths fell open when we saw how many beautiful fish were swimming around. It looked like an aquarium. And consequently, we came back and started fishing it. I think it was that same evening. Isaac and Ben and myself and Jan, and boy did we get into it. We caught a really nice mess, and then Isaac came back later with his family, and they caught a mess of fish out of it. But there's bluegill in there. I think they're 10, 11 inches long. They're just huge, thick bluegill, and some really nice bass. And there's some catfish in there too. But it looks like an aquarium. It's so clear that the water on the pond is. So I'm going to have to walk up there and show you all now that I've talked about this pond. Boy, these cattle are really looking good. See, they're just taking the very best. Look at that. Just taking the tops. Smells good to them, and it's tender. They're going to nail it. By the end of the winter, when we come back through this paddock, we're going to have it all grazed down except for probably around 2 inches. And we're going to leave a couple inches. I don't like taking it clear down to the ground surface in the wintertime. And it hurts you. It hurts the regrowth. We're having a dozer come in to do a little pond work, and fixing the dam on a couple ponds. And this is a mound of dirt right here that came out of the pond. Well, it came out of the aquarium pond. Big old mound of dirt here. That is mud that was pushed out of that pond about 15 years ago. And so I've got him on the farm with his dozer. I'm going to take this big pile of what used to be mud, now it's beautiful dried topsoil. It's thick, it's 4 feet deep in here. I'm going to have him just level all this off out into this pasture where I can grow some grass with it. Right now it's kind of bumpy back here. It's right behind the pond, and just a big old hump. So I'm going to spread that out. Hope to get that done. And I'm going to walk up and show you the actual pond itself. Boy, there's a pretty heifer. That's the Murray Gray's heifer. You can kind of tell she's a Murray Gray something. She's got a bronze color to her. That may be one of the prettier heifers we've had. Golly. Yes, you know it. You are a beautiful animal. Keep track of 020. I bet she turns out to be just like her mama, which is right there behind her. She's a beautiful cow. Kind of hard to take your eyes off of her. Sit there and look at that all day. See what we did? We just put the wire out here. So look at some fish right there. See, there's already been an animal there. He stuck his head down in there. That wire's got about 8,000 volts on it. The cattails, for the winter, they've kind of died down. The ones out in the water anyway, these are still alive. But there is some wonderful fish in that pond. I mean, good ones. May have to go get a mess here before the weather gets cold. Have some fresh fish going into fall. It's just, I mean, you can tell by the color of the water. It's just got a beautiful color. There's a lot of cover in here, so the young bait fish can have a place to hide in there, and they all don't get eaten by the big predatory bass right away, which is kind of cool. You look way up on that horizon, there's Ben and Isaac. They're bringing the laggards. We had a couple cows that had calves, younger calves, and they're bringing those. And yeah, there's some of our tree swallow houses out in the pond. I put that one in the water. I don't normally do that, but I thought I'd try it. Golly, look at that. Whoa. What number are you, mister? Come here, bully. Hey. Ooh, 935. Boy, that is a young yearling bull. It is just absolutely beautiful. I like those slick-hided ones, you know. See how slick he is? Got a little manure on his butt. He's got pretty good gut capacity. He's got a nice butt on him. Rump. Looks like he's looking for a place to get him a drink. There's just, now see, I told you it'd be about 20 minutes. But I told you 20, it's more like 5 minutes. Everything has quit bawling. Here's a cow really close to calving. She's swelled up. I would say she's gonna be within 7 days. 5 to 7 days for that cow. Grandma, how you doing this morning? Big old bellied cow. She doesn't look too bad for a 20-year-old cow. She's a good grazer. She's always eating. That's why she's 20 years old. She's made it 20 years old. She's always got her calf by her. Calf, you got some poop on your back. You must have been nursing from the back and Grandma pooped on you. Well, here's a nice one. 814, you look like you're just as slick as a button. Now see, there's a bull that works real good from here all the way down south, but you wouldn't want to put a bull like that up in Minnesota. That bull wouldn't grow enough hair, and neither would his daughters. So you don't want to do that. Oh, here's one of my favorites. There's two of them down here, side by side. 833. You might be the new 720, which is 720 is the best bull we've ever raised. That's a good one right there. Just got a nice butt on him, good muscle cover all the way across. And again, you know, these bulls aren't going to get up there to 2,000 pounds. You're looking at a bull that's going to be, well, mature. He might go 1,200. I see a cow down here that's really got a lot of swelling on the vulva where the calf's going to be coming out. When I see something like that, I just go get the tag number. And that way I can write it down in my book. I think she's going to beat that cow I looked at a while ago. And see, this cow wasn't even on my list. That's how quickly they can spring. They call that springing. See that? What's your number, honey? Oh yeah, her teats are tight too. So when the udder gets tight and the vulva gets swollen, oh yeah, 616. You're going to be a new mama. So this would be a fall calving cow. Look at the condition on that cow. Folks, when you get cows in that kind of condition and they're getting ready to calve, they're going to have you a nice healthy calf. They're going to milk well, and they're going to breed back. My goodness. Got a nice udder on her. Don't have huge teats. And she's really swelling up on the back, which looks like the calf could just fall out of her. That's what you want. Gotta have a nice spongy vulva on the back. So we're gonna keep track on 616. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. We're done with our cattle drive. We're gonna pull our lane up, and it's gonna be a beautiful day here in central Missouri, and the cool season grasses have exploded. So everyone, we'll see y'all down the road. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. I'd appreciate it, and that like. And we'll see y'all. Take care.